Good afternoon and welcome to CoreTV News on the Hour. I'm Emmanuel Ajayi. For the first time since 1999, the top two positions in the Senate have been shared by two political parties. Senator Bukola Saraki of All Progressive Congress has emerged unopposed as Senate President, while Ike Ekweremadu of the People's Democratic Party is a Deputy Senate President. 57 out of 108 senators were in the chambers when Saraki was returned unopposed, contrary to the wishes of the ruling party. Reports.
May I now call on the senator-elect so nominated.
It all began with the clerk of the National Assembly, Salisu May Kasua, announcing a presidential proclamation. This was at a time the chamber was half filled with senators-elect.
Bestowed on me upon Section 463, aforesaid, out of all other powers enabling me in that behalf, hereby proclaim that the first session of the 8th National Assembly shall hold at 10 a.m. on Tuesday, 9 June 2015 in the National Assembly, Abuja. Given under my hand and the public seal of the Federal Republic of Nigeria at Abuja, this 1st day, June 2015, signed Muhammadu Buhari, President Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
And when it was time for roll call, it was clear that 51 senators from APC and PDP were absent. Many of the senators backing Ahmed Lawan were at the ICC for a supposed meeting with President Buhari. But this did not stop calls for nomination, and at the end, only one, that of Senator Bukola Saraki, was received.
I rise to nominate Senator Dr. Abubakar Bukola Saraki to take the chair of the Senate as President of the Senate. I so move. Brief citation of Senator Abubakar Bukola Saraki. Dr. Abubakar Bukola Saraki, CON, was born on 19 December 1962 in the family of Dr. Abubakar Olusola Saraki, or Baji compound, in the ancient city of Ilorin, the Kwara State capital.
He was returned unopposed, but Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu had to contend with Aline Dume to retain his position.
I, Senator Ike Ekweremadu,
Do solemnly swear
that
I will be faithful
and
bear true allegiance
bear true allegiance
to the Federal Republic of
to
Nigeria,
the Federal Republic of Nigeria,
and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of
and
Nigeria.
defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you, sir.
In his inaugural speech, the new Senate President assured his colleagues of fairness and equity after the inauguration of the 8th Senate.
Do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
I seek your support, I seek your cooperation, and continue to offer myself in this position to be fair to all and to ensure the unity of this chamber. We have, as I said, we have inherited from our predecessors a great landmark, and we pray that the Almighty God will increase our wisdom and visit us with the courage that always do our best for our people. May this hallowed chamber continue to ennoble the memory of great countrymen and women who fought and died so that the democracy might see the light of our country.
At the end of the sitting, senators, mostly from PDP, hailed the emergence of Saraki as a good development.
That we hope that this will make us cooperate fully, stabilize the 8th Assembly, so that we'll cooperate with the executive.
We have gone a step further in our march through democracy. It's an indication that we are maturing democratically. It's an indication that this House would work together to the benefit of Nigerians and our constituents.
It's also instructive that there were more PDP governors in the chamber to witness the emergence of the new Senate leadership than those of the ruling party. The Senate had adjourned till Wednesday for the commencement of legislative activities, and that is when the shape of things will begin to unfold.
The group of senators opposed to the emergence of Bukola Saraki as a Senate President are heading to the law court. The senators who were at the International Conference Center at the time of the inauguration, said that at the news conference that 57
as loyal
senators
party
cannot
members,
elect Senate President.
we will
They
take
described the election as unconstitutional and insisted they are heading to the court to challenge Saraki's elections. The senators, who are led by Barnabas Gamade, claimed that the inauguration was done contrary to the letter from the President, Muhammadu Buhari, asking for a delay in the proclamation. We
will take all necessary political and legal means to strengthen our democracy and democratic process in line with the change that we promised our teeming supporters during our electioneering campaign. In our effort to meet up with the time for the inauguration, we rushed to honor the invitation of Mr. President, and while at the conference center, news filtered to us that the clerk of the National Assembly has started the process of election of the Senate President in our absence. This process, which remains unconstitutional, cannot confer legitimacy to the elected Senate President.
This is the first time we are witnessing this sad event that took place yesterday. In 2007, all of us were present. In 2011, all of us were also present. Yesterday, only 57 or 56 were present. That is most unprecedented in the history of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Why was the clerk in a hurry to conduct that election, knowing full well that the quorum had not been met? This is a very sensitive issue. It is a constitutional matter as well. It's a legal issue.
The emergence of Bukola Saraki as the Senate President has thrown Kwara State into jubilation. The eventual election of Saraki has also blurred party lines and divides, while Kwara politicians and both Kwara APC and PDP welcome the development. Rashid has more in this report.
Immediately after the general election, the game of who becomes what in the 8th Assembly has been on. As the struggle intensified lately, Kwara State, the home state of Bukola Saraki, was up in jubilation with the news of his emergence as Senate President against all odds. The opposition party, the PDP, was first to congratulate Saraki, saying his emergence, especially with a PDP man as his deputy, is a sign of change in Nigeria's democracy.
No, I cannot see how it's going to precipitate crisis, because you are giving what is Caesar to Caesar, and what is of God you are giving to God. I see it as a step forward in re-engineering democracy in Nigeria. One, if he can get the seat unopposed as it is, it's because there are some forces that came up, and they know that those who are designing his failure before will not be able to stand before those forces.
For Kwara APC, and indeed the state government, irrespective of the way Saraki emerged, it's a well-deserved victory.
All the rules required for his election were complied with. The House was inaugurated, they formed the quorum, and his colleagues formed, but we had situations where it's legitimate.
A kind of opposition party mounting that kind of seat that Ekiremadu has been given today. And that shows unity in this country. That shows that there's no serious polarization between the two parties.
The composition of the Senate leadership is indeed unique, but the Kwara APC and PDP maintain same front, saying everything done on the floor is legal.
My initial reaction as a Nigerian is one of elation. I'm excited. First, we now at the national, there has to be efforts to chosen unanimous president.
But with the APC bloc kicking, the end of the pre-inauguration leadership crisis may not be in sight, as the 8th Assembly has been laid on what observers tagged as a shaky foundation. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ilorin.
Yakubu Dogara has emerged as the Speaker of the 8th House of Representatives, contrary to the dictates of All Progressive Congress. Dogara pulled a total of 182 votes to defeat the preferred APC candidate, Femi Gbajabiamila, who scored 174 votes. But before the elections, members from the two camps were seen canvassing for votes for their candidates. Paul Samuel has more in this report.
I am doing this, Mr. Speaker.
As early as 9:05 a.m. on Tuesday, members-elect were already seated, even at a time that lawmakers elected on the platform of the APC were expected to attend a meeting with the president. Members-elect were seen in different groups discussing issues of interest. They appear united on party basis, but they look divided on who emerges as the Speaker of the House of Representatives. In all, 358 members acknowledged their presence when the roll call was taken. Abdulmumin Jibrin mentioned Yakubu Dogara, while Mohammed Sani nominated Femi Gbajabiamila.
It is with pride, honor, privilege, and the full conviction of my conscience that we beg, ask, and even demand that you, Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara, in spite of the personal consequences, do accept the nomination as the Speaker of the 8th House of Representatives. I so move.
I, Honorable Dr. Muhammad Sani Abdu, who represent the amiable people and constituency of Alkali-Rikil Federal Constituency in Bauchi State, nominate Right Honorable Gbajabiamila, representing Surulere 1.
The nominees were given a last-minute opportunity to pitch for votes among their colleagues.
It is with a great sense of humility and profound gratitude that I stand today to accept my nomination for the speakership position of the 8th House of Representatives.
Then, at 1:28 p.m., voting commenced. And one after the other, members filed out according to their state. Immediately after voting, Dogara supporters were ready with pen and paper before counting commenced. So, it was not surprising that before votes were tallied, the group had a foreknowledge of the number of votes their candidate had gained.
70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79.
As Dogara was announced the winner, Gbajabiamila was quick to congratulate him. Like in the Senate, the House opted for a leader different from the one backed by the ruling party. But there was no space for PDP to pick the Deputy Speaker's slot, as the two contenders were from the APC. Paul Samuel, CoreTV News, Abuja.
Lasso Yusuf from Osun State has emerged as the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, defeating Mohammed Tamoguno with 203 votes to 153 in election for the position on the floor of the House. Lasso Yusuf, representing Oloruda Ifedayo Oshogbo Federal Constituency of Osun State, emerged after Monguno went into election for the post of the Deputy Speaker following their nomination by members of the House. The All Progressive Congress has described the emergence of Senator Bukola Saraki from Kwara Central as the Senate President and Yusuf Dogara as the Speaker of the House of Representatives of the 8th National Assembly as totally unacceptable and the height of party indiscipline. This was in a statement issued in Abuja by the party National Publicity Secretary, Lai Mohammed. The APC said both Saraki and Dogara are not the candidates of the APC, and a majority of the National Assembly members elect for the position of the Senate's President and the House Speaker. The party Publicity Secretary Scribe added that the party duly met to conduct a straw poll and clear candidates emerged for the posts of the Senate President, Deputy Senate President, Speaker of the House of Representatives, supported by a majority of all senators-elect and members of the House of Representatives, while adding that the National Assembly members who emerge on the platform of the party are bound by the decision and that the party is supreme. It's, however, advised that the loyal senators elect to report to the Senate to be sworn in order to discharge their constitutional duties. The People's Democratic Party has advised the All Progressive Congress to respect the will of the people and accept the independence of the legislature. It also congratulated newly elected Senate President Bukola Saraki, his deputy Ike Ikweremadu, as well as the new Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara. The party said in a statement that the election shows that no section of the country should be neglected on national issues. PDP Publicity Secretary Olesameto described the development in both chambers of the National Assembly as victory for democracy and reflect on what the party always should believe in. We're going to break now and we'll be back with more. Do join us again.
Women share the most amazing thoughts on national issues, and they do it passionately.
For most men that are educated, that are exposed, will see nothing to it.
The population and the level of poverty made me cry. No infrastructural development whatsoever. And you tell me Lagos is working?
That was an accident, and it was a one-off thing. Other than that, there has never been any situation in Nigeria where a Nigerian attacked anybody just because of where they came from.
Sharing the adorable word of women in politics every week, only on CoreTV News.
For more on our news and other stories, you visit us on Facebook, facebook.com/CoreTV News, and on Twitter, CoreTV News NJ, and on YouTube, youtube.com/CoreTV, leave a space, then news. The ongoing crisis between the management and federal staff of Federal Medical Center Owerri has continued with no sight in end. The facility, the biggest in Owerri, the Imo State capital, serving thousands of people, have been closed to patients for some weeks now. Correspondent Ajibade Awufeso, who monitored the story, present the update of how people are coping with the closure of the health facility of their choice.
Here is the Accidents and Emergency Department of the FMC Owerri. You can see behind me most of the beds are empty. Does it mean that there are no accidents in the state? Does it mean there are no victims of accidents? No. There are lots. Many of them have been here and they've been turned back to other health facilities simply because of the ongoing crisis between the management and workers of the FMC.
The allied workers who have been observing what they describe as work and rule have been coming to the center without performing their official duties. They appear mostly in black attires against the norm of all white attires for health workers. Devoid of the usual activities, the Federal Medical Center Owerri has been like this for over 3 weeks now, with management and workers of the center at each other's throats. These workers, who refused to disclose their identities, spoke on the ongoing crisis.
It's not the same, which is problem. Also, from other colleagues that are in the hospital who are due for promotion, some of them 5 years, 10 years, 7 years, they are being suppressed, nobody to promote them. They go for promotion, they choose, in fact they choose, they do interview, but at the end of the day they choose the people they want to promote. So many things have happened. The recent that caused the offspring was the privatization issue, as I got from how they explained to us.
As now the list was 48,000, which I'm one of the list staff. Here now 27,000. 27,000 for example, because us now the list and I 48,000, but here now 27,000. And the promotion, Agram promotion, and we have any areas, and for that promotion,
the leaders of this joint union had a press conference today. Then yesterday they footed what the PAMSEC of Ministry of Health said, where he alleged many things on us. So for us to start work, we'll resolve, unless she is sacked, we cannot come back to work. Period.
While the warring continues between the management and the staff, the people call on the government to come to their aid and provide lasting solution. Ajibade Awofeso, CoreTV News, Owerri.
And more than 3,000 staff from the 14 local government council area of Edo State are demanded the payment of their unpaid salary running into several months. The angry staff, decked in black clothes, protested around major streets in Benin City while carrying placards inscribed With all manners of wordings and chanting solidarity songs, the protesters call on the present administration of Governor Adams Oshiomhole and local government commission to offset their backlogs of salaries or face their consequences. The local government staff, led by State President of Local Council Government Employees, Comrade Young Ileni Kina, made this known when he led them to State Council Secretariat of the Nigerian Union of Journalists. CoreTV News was there and filed this report.
At the NUJ Edo Secretariat, staffers of 14 local government councils in protest in their thousands stormed councils to lament the untold hardship as a result of their unpaid salaries of about 5 to 9 months, observing that Eson South East, Estako East and Owen East local government councils are the 3 councils that have so far paid and not owing staffs. NUJ State President said they are not slaves and cannot be second citizens, stressing that other agencies have paid, wonder why the local government commission and the state government continue to stifle the system with continuous cry of shortfall in allocation.
We are here today to register our protest, peaceful protest, for the abandonment of local government workers for the past 8 months. For no salary. We have been dialoguing, negotiating, pleading.
At the NUJ Edo Secretariat, staffers of 14 local government councils in protest in their thousands stormed councils to lament the untold hardship as a result of their unpaid salaries of about 5 to 9 months, observing that Eson South East, Estako East and Owen East local government councils are the 3 councils that have so far paid and not owing staffs. NUJ State President said they are not slaves and cannot be second citizens, stressing that other agencies have paid, wonder why the local government commission and the state government continue to stifle the system with continuous cry of shortfall in allocation.
We are here today to register our protest, peaceful protest, for the abandonment of local government workers for the past 8 months for no salary. We have been dialoguing, negotiating, pleading, interventions from various quarters, but they all seem to be in vain. We went on strike for 3 days. We were being reprimanded, called troublemakers, because we demanded for our salaries.
He appealed to the NUJ to help disseminate the information while also urging the state governor to take care of its responsibility of paying teachers and not abdicate it to local government.
Other citizens that are working, they get their salary. But the local government workers, no salary. Are we second-class citizens in our own system? We want to make it clear. To solve this lingering salary problem in Edo State, the state government must take its responsibility in the payment of teachers' salary. You can see from our banner, the local government pays 100% salary to teachers, while the state is paying 0.
The protesting local government employees later dispersed the NUJ ground to continue their protest, with a stern call to all staffs to continue the protest.
Still in Edo State, the police command has charged 98 suspected to court for various crime-related offences, including 11 suspected cult leaders arrested 3 weeks ago in Benin over killing arising from court clashes. The suspected have been arraigned before the special magistrate courts within the command headquarters in Benin City for offences ranging from cultism, kidnapping, murder, armed robbery, and unlawful possession of arms. Our correspondent has more in this report presented from our studios.
Following the arrest of the 11 suspected cultists 3 weeks ago and their subsequent parade before newsmen on the orders of Inspector General of Police Solomon Arase, arising from the alarming loss of lives from clashes between cult groups in the state police commanders arraigned the suspects along with some others. The State Police Commissioner Sam Adebuyi says the IGP's intervention was a game changer.
From Delta and Anambra State, as well as personnel from Federal SAS. The synergy paved off, and in the process, total number of 227 suspects were arrested in connection with courtesan, kidnapping, murder, armed robbery, and unlawful possession of firearms throughout Edo State. Exhibits recovered: 8 AK-47 rifles, 10 locally made.
Parading the suspects arrested by the Command Public Relations Officer, Deputy Superintendent of Police Stephen Onwoche, before newsmen, the PPRO said most of them were arrested in the state and will be charged accordingly.
There shall be standing trial for being members of different cult groups. They are cultists. They confessed to be members of different cults, though variously arrested at different points in time and places in the town. But these ones seated are members of confirmed cult group, namely Eye, Maphite, Black Axe, Aye, and all that. So they are all confirmed members. And some of the exhibits we recovered came from some of them. Not all, some of them. But basically, all of them here are cultists, confirmed.
One of the 11 suspected cultists brought in from Abuja, speaking on behalf of orders to newsmen, denied all the allegations leveled against him and the 10 others. He says the police is perpetrating injustice.
We were arrested. We were arrested in a meeting where we were supposed to help with the Commissioner of Police, where we were asked to book our assistance into assisting the police with information, because we are not law enforcement agents. We are ceded to it, which we have been doing before now, since the former Commissioner of Police. And we got there and we were arrested by the Federal SARS. We were taken to Abuja and paraded by assisting them with information, because all the crime that happen in our populace happens in communities, and in the communities that these things happen, most of these criminals are known. If they are known and the policemen cannot identify them, ours was to assist with intelligence information, so that which we have been doing over time.
The 11 suspects had earlier protested that the police should separate them from other crime suspects to be paraded. Among items recovered from them are arms including live cartridges, bottle ox, sword and tear gas.
And that's a wrap on CoreTV News on the Hour. I'm Emmanuel Ajayi. Bye for now.